The man accused of killing his girlfriend's parents at the UW Arboretum 2 years ago learns his fate at a sentencing hearing today. And new reports say documents containing nuclear capabilities of several countries were found in boxes seized during the FBI search of former President Trump's home. What that could mean for the investigation. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Kane. Kari Sanford has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Sanford was convicted of killing his girlfriend's parents, Dr. Beth Potter, and her husband, Robin Carey, back in May. The couple was found shot and left for dead in the UW Arboretum in March of 2020. Before sentencing Sanford, Judge Ellen Bird said his actions showed premeditation and the murders were a calculated homicide.
Currently, you have utter disregard for human life. And the public, anyone in the public, no matter how kind they are to you, no matter how generous they are to you, no matter how much they try to help you, they are at risk of being killed by you.
Sentencing also takes place today for Sanford's alleged accomplice, Elijah LaRue, who testified against Sanford during the trial. LaRue faces up to 110 years in prison. An Adams County deputy on leave this morning after investigators say he shot and killed a man. It happened around 7 o'clock last night when the deputy was dispatched to a report of a man walking in the street in Strong's Prairie. That's just south of the Penwell Lake. When the deputy arrived, he saw the man was armed with a gun and ultimately shot the man, who died at the scene. No officers were injured during this incident. The deputy was wearing a body camera and a gun was found on the scene. Again, the Adams County Sheriff's Office deputy involved in this incident has been placed on administrative assignment per the department policy. The Wisconsin Department of Justice is also investigating this situation. Madison police are investigating after 4 different gas stations were robbed around the city. Police say all the incidents happened last night, but it's unclear if they're connected. Investigators are still working to determine what was stolen. It's unclear how much money was lost. Police are also working to identify the suspects. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. A nice sunny day out there.
It is. It actually is like an August day. If you look at the temperatures right now, that we're kind of what we should be in August. But 78 degrees right now, some fair weather cumulus out there after some morning fog and haze, and dew point around 60. So yeah, it's going to be a nice day. Visible satellite, you can see just a cloud cover. We're going to have this fair weather cumulus cloud pretty much all day with that light north flow going on right now. So overall, still really good. 81 already in Lone Rock, 78 in Madison. You can see we're getting approaching to the 80s to the west as we zoom into Dane County. We're sitting up generally in the upper 70s for most locations right now, on our way up to about 81, 82. So that's what we're looking at. As you look 2 to 4 and 6 the afternoon, we're going to be going up to about 81, but in between 79, 78 with a north wind. And 3 things to know. Yeah, it's warm, 5 to 10 degrees above average for September. Not record level, but definitely August more than September. More fog tonight. Once again, it is September, so fog is a problem usually in the morning time. And then could we have a wet weekend? It certainly looks like we will, at least for one day. I'll have more on that in a little bit.
All right, Greg, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Scorching heat is pushing California's power grid to its limits. Record temperatures mean record demand for electricity, and that's forced officials to issue a blackout alert. Some schools without air conditioning were forced to cancel classes for the rest of the week. At one point yesterday, the state's power grid was pushed to the limit, with demand soaring to a record of more than 52,000 megawatts. California's maximum is 56,000 megawatts. According to experts, California doesn't have enough alternative energy like solar or wind resources to cover the increased demand, and the state's drought is impacting the power supply as well.
The reservoirs being as low as they are, hit historical lows, means that you just can't run as much water through the dams as you would like to.
The heat also has wildfires spreading faster than ever, along with low moisture levels and thousands of acres of dry brush. The Washington Post is reporting new details about what was in the documents the FBI recovered from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
The Washington Post is reporting that a document seized at Mar-a-Lago contained information on foreign nations' nuclear capabilities.
It could be anything from a foreign government's attempt to build a nuclear program or its nuclear readiness now to wage nuclear war. We don't know.
CBS News has not verified the report, but sources say this type of information is highly classified and is called compartmented intelligence because it's only accessible on a need-to-know basis to a very few number of people, such as the president, a limited number of cabinet secretaries, and those directly running an operation.
And yet they were stored for 18 months at essentially, a beach club.
Experts tell CBS News it will be important to know whether the military defense intelligence is about an adversary or friendly nation, noting that intelligence gathering on our partners is done, but it's considered extremely sensitive. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence is conducting a risk assessment to determine whether national security was harmed by keeping classified materials at Mar-a-Lago. A Trump-appointed federal judge in Florida ruled that the intelligence assessment can continue, but says the Department of Justice review of the material for criminal investigative purposes must stop until a special master can review the documents to see what could fall under attorney-client or executive privilege. Former Attorney General Bill Barr, who served in the Trump administration, slammed the ruling.
The opinion, I think, was wrong, and I think the government should appeal it. It's deeply flawed in a number of ways.
The former president's spokesman accused the Washington Post of working with the Biden administration to collude in never-ending leaks and lies at the expense of the integrity of the FBI and DOJ. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The DOJ and Trump's lawyers have until Friday to submit a list of names acceptable to both sides to be the special master. Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon expected to surrender Thursday on charges related to his fundraising efforts to build a border wall. The New York State charges are based on the same conduct Bannon was charged for by federal prosecutors in 2020. Just before Trump left office, he pardoned Bannon on the federal fraud charges related to the alleged schemes, but presidential pardons do not apply to state and local investigations. Bannon called the indictment, quote, phony charges. In Texas, 2 Uvalde police officers have been suspended with pay pending the outcome of an investigation into the department's response to the massacre at Robb Elementary School. The officers are among 5 who were referred to the state inspector general for investigation into their actions during the school shooting. The department did not identify the officers that were suspended. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon, including a look at the best places to retire. Where does Madison rank? Your Money Watch report is next.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry, with honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. So when you need a plumber for an important upgrade or 24-hour emergency service, call RHD. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Memories matter.
I think the biggest thing I got out of my service in Vietnam was a real sense of patriotism. I'm very proud of what I did. I fought for you, and I'd fight for you again.
This September 11th, we remember, and we never forget those who sacrificed everything for our freedoms. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service, and we know that your memories matter.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
The Socialist Squad led the charge to defund the police and eliminate bail for dangerous felons. Now violent crime is surging in Wisconsin.
More people have been killed in Milwaukee this year than in any previous year.
Mandela Barnes attacked the Kenosha police and incited more violence.
The officer's deadly actions attempted to take a person's life in broad daylight. This felt like some sort of vendetta.
Mandela Barnes, dangerously liberal on crime.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Waunakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Waunakee Furniture, ETC.
E-cigarette company Juul Labs has agreed to pay nearly $440 million to settle a 2-year investigation by dozens of states into the marketing of its vaping products. Connecticut Attorney General William Tong announced the settlement, which includes restrictions on how Juul can market the high-nicotine products. The investigation found that Juul marketed e-cigarettes to underage youth with launch parties, product giveaways, ads, and social media. Juul still faces 9 separate lawsuits from other states, as well as hundreds of personal suits brought on behalf of teens and others who say they became addicted. While no one can truly predict where the economy is headed, Goldman Sachs economists say the U.S. is showing signs of decline, but could avoid a serious downturn. The investment bank says in a new report that the U.S. appears likelier to experience a soft landing where hiring and wage growth slow without falling into recession. Investors worry the Federal Reserve's recent interest rate hikes could send the economy into a tailspin. And if you're looking for a place to retire that includes good weather, low crime and poverty rates, and laws against elder abuse, Wallet Hub says you might want to check out Charleston, South Carolina. The personal finance website is out with new rankings on more than 180 U.S. cities, and Charleston took the top spot for retirees. Orlando, Florida, and Cincinnati, Ohio rounded out the top 3. That is your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
By the way, Madison ranked 22nd on that list. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 299 points. The NASDAQ up 140. The S&P 500 up 28. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You're taking a live look at the Call for Action studio. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can call for action right now. 608-270-2833 is the number, or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Still ahead, Pam has today's egg prices and news, plus Greg's got your complete forecast. And then today on Live at 4, we talk with Wendy Gillette of CBS News on some of the newest cruise ships, what they have to offer, and when you'll be able to come aboard.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
Backed by popular demand, Hyvee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hyvee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hyvee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hyvee, you get a 20-cent Hyvee fuel saver.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Our back-to-school week continues in the 6-0 way. Today we took you to Waunakee High School. Tomorrow we're headed to Verona Area School District.
Will we experience more fog for your morning commute? Tune in tomorrow from 4:30 to 7.
This is the first day of my show. I hope my fans feel on top of the world by the time they leave the Jennifer Hudson show.
Jennifer Hudson, weekdays at 3, starting September 12th. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in with Pat Miyake from the Midwest Farm Report on this very summery day.
Yeah, it looks beautiful out there today, and that's good news. We still need to kind of keep the heat coming on for some of our corn and soybeans. We got the latest update as far as quality ratings were concerned yesterday afternoon, Mark, and we are going to need to continue to have favorable weather to finish off this crop and really make sure we're maximizing yield. Wisconsin looks as good as anybody in the United States this year, but like I said, our tail-end growing conditions are going to influence our yield a little bit. Wisconsin farmers said that as of Sunday, 86% of their corn was in the dough stage or beyond. That's a sign of maturity. They also said 78% of that corn crop's good to excellent. That's up 2 percentage points from last week. 95% of our soybeans have already set pods. Again, a sign of maturity. 78% of that crop called good to excellent, up 4 points compared to last week. The spuds look very good. 27% of the potatoes are already harvested, and the condition on those potatoes, 96% good to excellent. So hopefully they're going to be able to store well through the winter months. Got to give a big shout out today to Bob Mitchell from over by Crawford County. He has been selected to be Wisconsin's representative on the National Cattlemen's Beef Association Traceability Working Group. 25 members that are going to work on developing a voluntary, nationally significant, globally accepted electronic animal disease traceability system for all cattle that enter commerce. That is a big task, especially in the cattle industry, but Bob Mitchell's up for it. He's owner-operator of Spring Creek's Cattle Company in Crawford County. Thanks, Bob, for getting involved. Dairy markets are going kind of bananas today in Chicago. Barrel cheese is up 6 at $193.5. 40-pound block cheese lurched 9 cents higher today at $185. And by golly, there goes that butter again, up another 2 3/4 cents. $3.14 3/4 a pound, Mark. Pretty soon, my markets are going to be starting to make your news headlines, I'm afraid, at that rate.
Well, Charleston's the best place to retire to, hint, hint.
Yeah, I'm with you. Been there, done that, and I'll do it again.
Keep that butter going.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go over to Greg now for a complete look at your forecast.
Yeah, keep the butter going. Yeah, yes. Well, it's actually, we'll get into field condition times, but it actually is a good time to be field conditions right for the next few days. We've been talking about the heat out west. This big dome is beginning to pull north, and it's actually going to begin to pull east towards our area. We're not going to see the heat that they've seen out there. Yesterday was 125 in Death Valley. Right now, another record. They've seen about 6 degrees in 6 days of 120 degree down there. The system we're walking about is up to the north towards Vancouver, and then we got tropical storm and going to be Hurricane K down towards the south. And how far north and how close it gets to San Diego is something they'll see about Saturday. So they could be seeing some heavy rain down there. It's not going to probably go on shore. It'll be a tropical storm by the time it gets there. If you zoom in, you can kind of see we're still under that north flow, but the heat advisories and all this color is heat advisories, excessive heat warnings is beginning to push a little bit further east as a lot of the heat is starting to expand, like I said, towards our area. We're not going to quite see that, but we will be seeing the 80-degree temperatures here coming more in the next few days. So as we zoom in, you can see the frontal position right to the north. That's not going to be a factor. High pressure, northerly winds right now, that will turn later today or this afternoon and then tonight more subtly as that system we talked about approaches, but it's going to take its time to actually get down here. So tomorrow and Friday, We'll get more breezy out of the south. Our temperatures will go up to about almost the mid-80s and a few clouds by Friday, but we're not going to see any rain really until we get closer to Saturday. So overall, 80-degree day for most of the locations, and the north winds as we go to tonight will slowly drop off once again into the low 60s, a little bit warmer tonight. Some fog, once again, patchy areas of it, especially in the River Valley areas that we've seen in the past few days, so watch that tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, once again, more southerly winds instead of north, so our temperatures will probably be more into the mid-80s than we've seen today. And then Friday, kind of the same thing too. This gives you an idea of the rain coming. We're going to, it's Friday, now it's Saturday night, and now it's Sunday morning. Give you an idea, this could be a pretty significant rainfall if it sets up just right, especially Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then Sunday could just be an all-day type of rain, something that we'll keep an eye on. It's not for certain right now, but it will be wet this weekend. So as you look at the 10-day, once we get past the warm August weather, we have rain, a wet period through about Monday, maybe Tuesday. And then we kind of cool off, but even next week it's not, you know, totally dry yet. Still some unsettled conditions toward the end of the week, but enjoy these 3 days, and Saturday won't be all bad either, but then Sunday, Monday, it's going to be wet, Mark.
So the Badgers kick off at 2:30, I think?
Yeah, they should be actually okay. Everything should hold off until probably evening or even overnight. So I think overall they'll be fine.
All right. Good to hear. Thank you, Greg. Well, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen turning onions into something special.
You know, sometimes it's the simplest things that make an ordinary dish extraordinary. And today, I'm going to show you how to do just that. We're turning everyday basic onions into a restaurant where they go along that's versatile enough to team with just about anything. Let me show you. First, we'll slice a large onion almost paper thin. You can use a really sharp knife or, even easier, a mandolin. It's not only faster and more precise, but it cuts down on the gases that make us cry. Now, we separate these into rings and toss them with some flour that we season with a little salt and pepper. After these are coated, we'll cook them in some hot oil. You want to be careful that the oil doesn't splatter and burn you. In just minutes, these will crisp up and turn golden brown. Then we take them out so they can drain. We sprinkle them with some salt, and they're done. Of course, we could snack on them as is, but we love them even more when we team them up with anything from a juicy steak to our favorite veggies. Simply adding these to whatever you're serving definitely takes it up a notch. Look, the recipe for onion strings is online now, so you can fancy up your next meal with something that costs so little, yet adds so much. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a simple yet fancy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Next at noon, Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council shares some protein-packed recipes perfect for the back-to-school season. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's Throwback Thursdays at Hyvee. Tyson bone-in wings, only $1.99 a pound when you buy a 2.5-pound bag. And 4 packs of Cutwater canned cocktails, only $9.99. Thursday only. And visit HyveeDeals.com for even more deals.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. And air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. Call today for a free inspection.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Oh, Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
In 1983, Senator Johnson's daughter was born with a serious heart defect. Dedicated doctors and nurses saved her life. Family became the most important thing in his life, and it still is. He has always enjoyed the simple things in life: the outdoors, fishing, hiking, camping, cross-country skiing, Packer and Badger games, rec league softball, and playing guitar. And did I mention fishing? As a U.S. Senator, he fought to secure tax cuts for 95% of American Main Street businesses so they could stay competitive with the big guys and survive the pandemic. His right to try law has given terminal patients freedom and hope and saved many lives. And his Joseph Project has transformed lives by helping people get good-paying jobs and be proud of earning their own success. Senator Johnson went to Washington for all the right reasons. I should know because I am that daughter, and I've been watching my dad help others for 39 years.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
The Stanley Steamer started with one man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. Schedule a cleaning today.
It's Throwback Thursdays at Hyvee. This Thursday, Frito-Lay Tostitos, only $1.88. And buy one, get one free on Mia Italian flatbreads while supplies last. Thursday only. And visit HyveeDeals.com for even more deals.
Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here. Back to school.
Back to school.
We need protein. We need it quick. We need it on the go.
We do.
So what do we got here?
In all day parts, too.
Okay.
Don't forget about breakfast. You know, they say that is the most important meal of the day. So, of course, I've got beef and a breakfast recipe for us today. So these are our baked beef and egg muffin cups.
Can I?
So, kind of like you know how people have been microwaving eggs, scrambled eggs in the microwave forever, right? And it doesn't take very long, minute and a half. This is that same concept, but I took a pound of ground beef and I browned it up. And then I added some seasonings to make it taste like a breakfast sausage. So a little sage, onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. You could put a little crushed red pepper in. Or you could just put taco seasoning in. Make it a little taco flavor. What kid doesn't like a little taco meat in the morning, right? And then divided it up. So 1 pound of beef makes 8 servings. And then I put in some tomatoes, some mushrooms, some zucchini. Put in whatever everybody likes, have them make their own, label it, put their name on it. Then this is ready to go. So you just drop 1 egg in your cup with about a tablespoon of water, stir it up, add your baggy mixture, microwave 30 seconds, pull it out, stir it, and then put in like another minute and a half till the white's set. Top with some great shredded Wisconsin cheddar. You know, some salsa would be good too, a little sour cream. Whatever you like.
And you can make these in advance.
Make them all in advance, so all you need is an egg, a little water, and your baggie in the morning. Over 30 grams of protein.
Wow.
With 1 egg and that little bit of that 3-ounce serving of ground beef.
And vegetables, all good stuff.
And vegetables.
All right.
Yeah, now the second recipe is also an egg recipe, but it's kind of more like a dinner recipe. It's like that breakfast for dinner kind of concept, which I love doing. Saucy beef with baked eggs. So I started with a pound of ground beef, and I browned it up in my oven-safe pan with 2 jalapenos diced. If you don't want to do that, you could definitely do just some green pepper or some sweet pepper, and then some smoked paprika, cumin, and a little garlic. Brown that up, add in 2 cans of like a low-salt tomato sauce, and then just simmer that 5-10 minutes. Make 6 little wells, drop in 6 eggs, and then bake it about 15 to 20 minutes, just till your whites are set.
So you start on the stove.
Start on the stove, then pop it in the oven. Start to finish, the recipe says 45. I think you can do it faster than that. And then I just got some crusty bread that you could toast up, you know, serve it with that.
Looking good.
Now, this, of course, would be a delicious breakfast recipe if you want to take 30 to 45 minutes in the morning. Otherwise, you get the minute and a half version. But saucy beef with baked eggs, our muffin cups. I've also got on the website now beef jerky trail mix. So we've got it's not really a recipe, but add a little beef jerky into your trail mix for a little smoky, umami beef flavor into that sweet and salty. I've got the Halloween M&Ms and some nuts and some dried mango.
Beeftips.com.
Beeftips.com. Click on As Seen on TV. You'll find all these recipes, plus a lot of other perfect, quick, fast, easy ground beef recipes, economical, hitting all the boxes, checking all the boxes.
Got them all checked. Ange, thank you. Here's Greg with one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, I'm hungry now too. Temperature about 81 today, mostly sunny. We'll look at temperatures dropping off to 60 degrees with a little bit of patchy fog overnight. So if your morning commute, just keep an eye on that. We look at tomorrow, warmer, 82, 83, maybe some mid-80s, and then rain chances come in as you look at this. Saturday night through Sunday, could be some significant rain, otherwise dry.